Teman-teman, kita lanjut lagi petualangan koboi kocak kita di apa ya nama gamenya? Kita langsung story mode continue. The Good, the Bad, and the Dead. Apa?
Well, I don't know about you boys, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that Bob character. Seems a shame you never had to pay.
Well, funny thing about that, I did have one more chance at him.
Episode 7. Back to episode 7.
6 months ago, I heard that Butch and Sundance were back in the States and had gathered up some of their old gang. I tracked them down, hoping that Roscoe Bob Bryant had returned with them.
So you're saying they didn't die down in Bolivia?
That's what I'm saying.
The Good, the Bad, and the Dead.
For 40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now.
Apa nih? Poinnya lumayan ya poin. Improve damage. Apa dulu ya? Face aiming. More concentration for full blast. Fokus. Coba. Sebenarnya saya bukan pengguna shotgun juga ya. Lebih seneng ke sniper rifle atau revolver biasa aja. Ini damage ya. Ini apa nih? Face aim. Ini biasanya. Lupa. Terus ya salah. Lupa lagi teman-teman. Kayaknya restart aja deh. Restart ya. Masih kaget, maklum, udah kelamaan liburnya. Kita langsung skip aja ya.
Well, it's too damn bad you never found that.
For 40 years I had waited to get my hands on the last of my brother's killers. Not even an army of demons could have stopped me now. Jim Reed fell fairly quickly, but the last one, Roscoe Bob Bryant, That son of a bitch had managed to escape my vengeance time and time again. I couldn't even be certain I'd recognize him after all those years. By now, he had to be close to 70.
But for all you know, he could have been
Wah,
dead.
shotgun. Bahaya tuh.
That thought had indeed crossed my mind, as did others.
Oh, ini kuat banget. Oh, shotgunner.
For instance, did my thirst for vengeance turn me into something worse than the man I was after? By this point in my storied career, I had killed more men than Bob Bryant ever had.
Penbots Cassidy
I
and
was
Sundance
furious
Kid.
as hell at that bastard for making me who I am. A man with no family, no friends, no purpose except shooting Bob Bryant dead.
Mencurigakan sih. Yang gini-gini nih mencurigakan. Ada apa-apa? Kaget anjing.
Nothing could stop me from taking his life. I'd been after that killer forever. From the time I rode with Billy the Kid. But that chapter of my story you already know.
Chapter of that fairy tale, you mean?
Suddenly it was 1910. There I was, an old man roaming a ghost town dead almost 2 decades.
Ini senjata apa tadi ya? Mau tuker nggak? Mana senjatanya? Silver shotgun, oh enggak deh. Oh, lumayan. Ada apa aja nih? Inlaid six shooter, show off shotgun. Ini keren sih. Aduh bingung. Nah, kalau ini apa nih? Kayaknya shot. Coba kali-kali ya kita pakai ini nih. Shotgun. Ya tapi biasa aja deh ininya. Kan yang bagus. Nah ini nih, ini udah ada bintangnya, ada bintangnya. Ntar dulu nih jalan kemana nih? Oh, apaan tuh? Ada bintang-bintang. Oh, pistol juga. Sumpah gelap banget nih. Loncat sini kali ya.
Town was falling apart, just like me.
Curigakan nih. Ini ada penyergapan nih biasanya kalau gini-gini nih.
But I wasn't about to call it quits. Even though the ghosts of my dead brothers were begging me to end what I started so long
Ini
ago.
agak horor ya.
Mr. Graves, are you all right? Would you like some water?
The Wild Bunch knew I was there. They were after a treasure they had hidden before they fled, buried in the grave of a dead amigo. Some folks think the town is haunted, so they figured there wouldn't be many people poking around.
Eh. Kayak ada suara orang ya. Nah, itu ada apa tuh?
I intended to fill that grave with Bob Bryant's corpse.
Eh? Whoa.
Like I said, the bandits knew I was on to them. They lured me in and hit me with everything they had.
Aduh, Oh, di nugget.
But you obviously prevailed since you said.
Whoa.
This is gonna hurt.
You obviously prevailed since you're sitting here telling us today.
Actually, in that moment, I did not prevail.
So I suppose we're talking to a ghost.
Funny you should put it like that, Jack.
Ada jalan ke atas nggak? Mana tuh?
Because when I woke up,
From the dead?
there was silence all around me.
Halusinasi mungkin ya.
I could swear to God I saw Billy then.
Billy who?
Billy, the kid. William Bonney. He was shooting at me from a rooftop.
Kayaknya ada. Apanya kah?
Here, there, even over there.
So I am right. You are
Halusinasi
titched in the
kayaknya ya.
head.
Mr. Greaves, perhaps we should switch you to coffee?
You see that old Indian again, too?
No, but I did see Billy's killer, Patrick Floyd Garrett. He came at me guns a-blazing. But I knew that old war horse had died 2 years before. I wondered if maybe I was dead too and confronting the ghosts of my past. Perhaps all my sins were coming back to haunt me and drag me down to perdition.
Makan. Saya dengar. Can you wait through the ghost town? Ghost town. Oke, baiklah. Kelihatan anjir. Transparan nih. Sumpah ini transparan banget. Oh, mana lagi? Itu dia transparan.
I saw Henry Plummer throw dynamite at me.
Ini halusinasi kayaknya ya, ceritanya mungkin halusinasi. Itu transparan.
In the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
Oh, nggak kelihatan. Ini agak ngarang aja ngeliat tembaknya. Simulate 6 shooter. Wih,
Robert Ollinger appeared
Whoa, whoa,
with his
whoa.
terrible double-barrel shotgun.
wah kacau sih. yang tadi. Ini kalau kita lari, susah, harus di
In the gates of the cemetery, I saw John Wesley Hardin, just like I remembered him.
ini deh, coba off. Ini dikit lagi tapi nih. Coba kita cari lagi. Ya amunisi 68. Off 8. Aja kali ya.
No ghost army was stopping me.
My father-in-law got hit with a fallen branch. He spent the rest of his life talking to dogs.
Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead. Newman Hayes Clanton, William Brocious, John Peters Ringo, they all wanted me dead.
Kayaknya ini tadi ambil shotgun itu pilihan buruk ya. Dari mana nih?
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead.
Intro Dynamite ini buat pesen. Apa ya? Yeah.
George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed. Each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy.
Thought.
Kacau. Ide buruk.
The Dalton brothers, Robert and Grattan, guardians of the Garden of the Dead. George Curry and Harvey Logan, alias Kid Curry, both thirsty for vengeance from the great beyond. Jesse, Woodson, James, and Jim Reed, each one deader than the next. I thought I would go crazy. Finally, I saw Harry Alonzo Longabaugh,
The Sundance Kid?
like a general leading his legion of the dead.
You told us before that you'd seen him alive.
He was alive.
Waduh. Lagi. Wah, lagi dong.
Then I heard a voice call to me from afar. It was Robert Leroy Parker, a.k.a. Butch Cassidy, coming at me from out of the fog.
Thanks for taking care of that bastard.
Akhirnya tinggal apa nih, duel nih biasanya udah gitu. Bangun lagi.
But the kid wasn't quite deceased. Not yet.
Oh, ini harus pakai gamepad
Takes
dulu
more
nih.
than one little bullet to kill the likes of me, partner.
Those two looked like they hadn't seen each other for quite a while. Clearly, they were no longer amigos.
Shit. I was hoping I wouldn't have to kill you. You won't have to, Butch. I'm killing you first.
I asked them about Bob Bryant, but they were too busy with their own heated conversation.
Let me get this shit straight. You want my money and the love of my life?
You frittered it all away, Butch. Anna's mine. So is that damn money.
I didn't want to shoot anybody until I had an answer to my question, but those boys didn't give me much of a choice. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid died
Ini
there
nggak
in
apa-apa ya
that
di sunload ya.
cemetery not
Kalau
6
soalnya
months
susah
ago.
banget. Yang penting selamat lah. Oke teman-teman, kita lanjut aja ya. Masih baru berapa menit nih main, baru berapa puluh menit. Kita lanjut aja dulu. Ready apa nih? Ready finale. Final. Oh ini langsung ke chapter terakhir kayaknya ya. Oke langsung kita mulai.
Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were killed by the Bolivian army. Everybody knows that.
That's the legend, but it ain't the truth.
So, you never found Bob?
There is no Bob. This old sumbitch ain't even Silas Greaves.
Sir, is that true? Have you been pulling our legs this whole time?
Well, not the whole time.
Oh man, I think you've worn out your welcome here.
Maybe you're right, Jack. Maybe it's time to pay. You see, Ben, or should I say Bob, your past always catches up with you.
Oh
I was a different man back then, crazy. Drinking, I've changed my ways, I swear to you. If I could turn back the clock,
But you can't, Bob.
jadi yang karakter utamanya Cari itu kan namanya Bob. Ternyata dia itu udah tahu yang namanya Ben aki-aki ini nih. Itu adalah si Bob ternyata. Cari ya. Ngalor ngidul tuh berarti depan orang tidak ada. Kita pilih defense dulu aja kayak.
why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Here. I won't have it said that I left you with nothing.
Ntar lagi.
That's how you want it? So be it.
Holy shit!
Molly, move against that
Oh,
wall. Go.
duel nih, duel.
Oh my God! Oh Jesus!
Did you know it was him all along?
Cassidy told me Bob was in Abilene before he died. But I wasn't sure Ben was my man until he revealed how much he knew about Ringo and Reed. The coin, of course. Well, that was the last nail in that particular coffin.
I better go get the sheriff.
You okay, boy? You're looking mighty shook up.
Dwight, maybe you best go home. Young Eisenhower here is leaving for West Point tomorrow. He shouldn't get caught up in something like this.
I think I might head out myself at this juncture. Unless you want to stop me, Jack.
No, sir, Mr. Graves.
So where you going now? Now that you had your revenge?
Doesn't really matter, does it?
Oh, ini kayaknya
I sold
tamatnya
my
gini ya
soul
teman-teman
for
ya.
it, and will never again walk with those I have lost.
Ini udah selesai nih, serius. Oke. Nah, sekarang kita langsung coba pilihan ending yang kedua. Kita pilih Redemption ya.
Why'd you toy with me like that? Telling those tales, knowing all along. Why not just lay your cards on the table?
Wanted to suss you out, Bob. See what kind of man you turned out to be. Maybe prod you into drawing on me. See, all those years on your trail turned me into a killer. Can't even remember who I was before you tried to murder me. You, on the other hand, walked that very same path in exactly the opposite direction.
What do you mean by that?
You think your life is worth sparing, Bob? Boy, what's your name again?
It's Eisenhower, sir. Dwight Eisenhower.
What do you plan to do with your life, Dwight Eisenhower?
Tomorrow I'll be leaving for West Point, sir.
So, you want to be a soldier? Well, then do it right, son. Don't tear down the world out of anger and spite like I did. You build it up. You do something decent with your life, you hear me?
Sir? Yes, sir.
Oke,
I
kita
won't
tunggu
have
ada
it
apa lagi.
said I left you with nothing.
Ini kayaknya udah ya scene-nya gini doang nih. Ya, ternyata gitu aja teman-teman ya kalau kita pilih yang Redemption. Jadi tidak ada baku hantam apapun. Oke teman-teman, thank you banget yang udah ngikutin game ini. Sampai jumpa di game-game lainnya teman-teman. Bye-bye.